If you've clicked on this video, then you're probably in the mood for some planning, so I'm going to get straight into it. What I've found is that planning consists of 3 pillars, so let's start with the first one. I've found that I only really stick with a plan when I have a clear understanding of the why behind it. Therefore, planning always starts with figuring out what the desired outcome or goal is. And I like to ask myself these questions to figure that out. What do you think you want? What is it that you want to achieve? And why do you think you want what you want? After understanding the why, I'll move on to the next pillar, which is the systems. Every goal is made up of its own constituent parts, so its own building blocks. And when I want to break a goal down, I like to ask myself these questions. What are the foundations of this goal? Who is somebody that I know who has achieved this goal? And what are the behaviors that that person partakes in to be able to achieve that goal? Let's say the goal is to lose weight. So what would the constituent parts be? 1 would be to increase energy expenditure. 2 would be to reduce energy consumption. Pretty simple. After figuring out the structural parts of the goal, we can move on to the next pillar, which are the tasks. You can look at tasks as tiny cogs in the overall system, and I'll try to investigate what those tiny actions are that I could take regularly to allow me to get closer and closer to my goal. So for example, if we want to break down reducing energy consumption, we could do intermittent fasting, reduce our liquid calorie consumption, meal prepping for lunch, or even having ingredients ready for dinner so we can cook something up real quick within 30 minutes, that way reducing snacking. And on the energy expenditure aspect of things, what we could do is to introduce a 15-minute walk after lunch, or we could switch our exercises to be a bit more energy intensive, or even introduce a couple of days that we go on a jog or something. These tasks can usually be put into a structure that we can repeat on the daily or weekly. That way we can reduce the amount of bandwidth that is required when we plan, because we have pre-filled spots on certain days that we do this thing. For example, I go to the gym on the same days. I meal prep on Tuesdays every week. And every day at lunchtime, after I finish eating, I just go for a 10-15 minute walk. I don't need to think about it, it's just something that I do. Therefore, it's already planned out, I'm moving towards my goals. Having said this, you might be in the mood to choose a goal and start planning to move towards it. And if that's you, feel free to check this video out. And if you want to go into more detail about the topic of this video, I've got a newsletter that I will link down below. Catch you in the next one.